Good evening and welcome to the news tonight here on Rajya TV. I'm Tracy Shilchi and this is your one-stop to get the top stories from India and across the world. Let's start with the headlines. India rejects Pakistan's proposal to hold Foreign Secretary-level talks on Kashmir, asserts that terror remains the core concern and Pakistan has no locus standi in addressing any aspect of the situation. All 89 DMK MLAs suspended for a week from the Tamil Nadu Assembly for continuous disruption of proceedings. Trouble erupts after AIA-DMK members make remarks about pre-election program of DMK Treasurer Stalin. Centre names new governors for 3 states. Najma Heptullah to be sent to Manipur, Banwari Lal Purohit to Assam and VP Singh Bhadnor to Punjab, while Jagdish Mukhi is appointed Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And at the Rio Games, the women keep our medal hopes alive. PV Sindhu and Sakshi Malik move ahead in badminton and wrestling. The top story, India has turned down Pakistan's proposal for Foreign Secretary-level talks on Kashmir. The government has asserted that terror will remain the core concern and Pakistan needs to address that first. Indian envoy to Pakistan, Gautam Bambale, today handed over India's response to the Pakistan Foreign Office on Pakistan's invitation for talks on Jammu and Kashmir.
India on Wednesday rejected Pakistan's proposal of Foreign Secretary-level talks on Kashmir. The government asserted that instead it wants to discuss the cross-border terrorism that is more relevant to the current situation in Jammu and Kashmir.
आतंकवाद को लेकर के सारे विश्व ने चिंता प्रकट की है। आतंकवाद का जन्म कहां से हो रहा है, उसको प्रोत्साहन कहां से दिया जा रहा है और पाकिस्तान की उसमें क्या भूमिका है, ये भी अब बात कोई छिपी नहीं रही है।
Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar responded to Pakistan Foreign Secretary Aizaz Ahmad Chaudhry's invitation. Expressing willingness to travel to Islamabad, he maintained that Pakistan had no locus standi in addressing any aspect of the situation in Jammu and Kashmir, which he stressed is an internal matter of India.
कश्मीर भारत का अभिन्न अंग है, रहेगा। पाक ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर भी लेकर रहेंगे। ये नारे लगाने वालों से कोई फर्क पड़ने वाला नहीं है।
Pakistan on Monday invited India for talks on Kashmir, saying it is the international obligation of both countries to resolve the issue. The invitation came amid tension in bilateral ties due to the war of words between the two nations over the issue.
पाकिस्तान जो है वो अब अंडर प्रेशर है, बहुत ज़्यादा प्रेशर में है और वो बगैर बातचीत करे बहुत समय तक नहीं रह सकता। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि उसकी वजह से उन्होंने मिक्स स्टेटमेंट दिए हैं। एक तरफ तो अपनी जनता को दिखाने के लिए सरताज अजीज से कंडेम कराया है प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के स्टेटमेंट को, दूसरी तरफ उन्होंने बातचीत की भी बात की है, इसलिए कि पाकिस्तान की इंटरनल सिचुएशन उसको बहुत ज़्यादा परमिट नहीं करती, इसलिए कि भारत का एक फर्म स्टैंड अब है, उसमें कोई कंप्रोमाइज़ नहीं होगा।
हमारे जबरन जो ऑक्युपाई किया गया है उस हिस्से में अगर ह्यूमन राइट्स का वायलेशन होता है तो उसको भी हम कंडेम कर रहे हैं और वो जब यहाँ पर हमारे इंटरनल मैटर में इंटरफियर कर रहे हैं तो यही बताता है कि उनके पास ह्यूमन राइट्स को तो इतना वायलेट हो रहा है, कोई बात करने वाले नहीं है। यहाँ तो हमारे संविधान के मुताबिक हम चल रहे हैं, यहाँ पर कोई चीज का वायलेशन नहीं है।
Last week, India made it clear that it will talk on contemporary and relevant issues in Indo-Pak relations. It also included a cessation of Pakistan-supported cross-border terrorism. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, for more on this developing story, we've got Smita Gupta, who's an associate editor with The Hindu, joining us, in fact, from New Delhi at the moment. Smita, looking at how the strategy at least has been of the Indian government, yes, we did want them to talk tough, but is this the way we want them to go?
Well, the point is that there has been a lot of criticism by the opposition of the tough talk that the Prime Minister and the BJP government has indulged in against Pakistan, only for one reason, that it it appears almost as if the government is saying that it's all Pakistan's fault, and that what is happening in the valley is because of cross-border terrorism.
Yes.
Whereas the Congress and all the other opposition parties, most of them feel that first the government needs to address the problem in the valley. There is a BJP, a PDP government in power in Jammu and Kashmir, and that needs to be addressed first.
Yes.
In fact, today, former Home Minister Mr. Chidambaram has issued a statement, a kind of appeal, in which he says that he does not believe that the government has it in it to resolve the problem in Kashmir, which has deteriorated very rapidly over the last few weeks. And he has suggested that the Congress and the National Conference come together, and if the PDP is willing, it should get together and try and find a solution.
Yes.
Last
and we
week
do
in
know,
Parliament, as you know, there was an all-party meeting which was called.
Yes.
That
yes.
today in the valley also, the opposition parties together have made a personal appeal to the president that they would like to come to Delhi and they would like his intervention. They want a judge of the level of at the level of the Supreme Court to head a judicial probe into the killings. More than 60 people have already died. I think there is great concern amongst in the entire political class about what is happening in Kashmir.
Yes.
And therefore, it is in that context that people feel that just attacking Pakistan or raising the Balochistan issue will not really resolve the problem in Kashmir. It is almost like washing your hands off. And many opposition parties feel that perhaps the government's eyes are focused more on the state elections that are coming up.
Yes.
To create that kind of polarization.
Where do we see this heading then, Smita? Because we do know the opposition, of course, has for the past few weeks, ever since, in fact, the unrest has begun, they have, of course, been appealing to send a delegation there, reach out to the people, make sure that that alienation doesn't continue, it doesn't get worse. But, that's definitely not what the government is definitely looking at. What is going to be the strategy according to you? What should be the, perhaps the road ahead? Because at the moment, things are going from bad to worse.
Absolutely. Well, last week when the opposition parties had requested for an all-party delegation, the government had said that they would consider it. The fact of the matter today is, as most opposition leaders will also tell you, that it would be very difficult for any all-party delegation which reaches Srinagar to be actually able to engage in talks, which is with ordinary people, because the mood is so negative against the entire political class right now.
Yes.
So I think there has to be some kind of measures taken in the valley, which is why I think the state parties have also taken the initiative today.
Yes.
Because they are actually operating on the ground. Perhaps they have a better feel of the situation, better connections with people over there. So I think it's a welcome move. We have to see whether the president, how the president responds to it.
Yes.
And whether, something. But I think the government has to realize that Jammu and Kashmir is its responsibility, not only because it's in power in Delhi, but also because it shares power in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We leave it there for now.
And before we point fingers at anyone else.
Absolutely,
Okay,
exactly. We leave it there for now, Smita. Thanks so much for joining us. This is definitely a story we'll be keeping our eyes on, and especially with those SARC meeting, the talks that are, of course, to take place at the moment, everything looking iffy, especially with the relations between India and Pakistan, how they stand at the moment. However, talking about Kashmir, continuing with that, militants attacked a military convoy today, killing 3 security personnel. Reports suggest the militants were taking advantage of the unrest to attack security forces after years of declining violence. Early this morning, heavily armed militants ambushed an army convoy, killing 2 Jawans and a policeman.
Another militant attack in Kashmir early on Wednesday. Heavily armed gunmen ambushed an army convoy in the wee hours, killing 2 soldiers and 1 policeman. The incident occurred at Khwaja Bagh in Baramulla district, just 2 days after militants attacked a CRPF vehicle and killed a commandant.
इसमें जो एक आर्मी की कॉन्वॉय थी जिसमें हमारी पुलिस की भी एक गाड़ी थी, उसके ऊपर फायर किया गया जिसमें हमारे दो आर्मी के और एक पुलिस का जवान शहीद हुए हैं।
The spate of attacks in Kashmir come despite large parts of the valley being under curfew since the last 40 days after the killing of Hizbul commander Burhan Wani. As many as 63 people have been killed in the unrest that followed, while thousands have been injured. Opposition parties have upped the ante against both the centre as well as the state government.
मैं उनसे फिर गुजारिश करूंगा, आपको पाकिस्तान की राजनीति करने में तो आपने पहले प्राइम मिनिस्टर ओथ लेने से ही शुरू कर दिया था, रेड कारपेट, और उसको ख़त्म किया शादी में अटेंड करके, तो वो आप करिए, उसे कोई रोकता नहीं है, लेकिन पहले अपने सर के ताज को तो बचाइए, उस पर भी तो कुछ बोलिए। हम ये नहीं कहते हैं सीधे आप दूसरे दिन पाकिस्तान से डायलॉग करो, लेकिन अपने घर वालों से तो डायलॉग करो।
The situation is actually becoming much more critical. The solution lies, what we have said in the parliament, what is said at the all-party meeting, is to start a political dialogue. Start with all the stakeholders, an immediate political dialogue. And we suggested, and I think it should be done on an urgent footing, that the government must lead an all-party delegation, parliamentary delegation. And before doing that, the government must do its homework on the groups that were formed earlier, whose reports are there, available before all of us.
Meanwhile, the centre blames Pakistan for escalating the crisis.
That the entire world now is coming around to India's viewpoint, and the entire world is now identifying not only the perpetrators of terrorism, but also the manner in which terrorism is being promoted and is also being trained from the Pakistan soil for the purpose of cross-terrorism.
Normal life, meanwhile, continues to remain paralysed in the valley. Flag marches were held in several areas in the wake of militant attacks. Separatist groups, on the other hand, have called for a march to the UN office in Kashmir to impress upon the global body to intervene and resolve the issue. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In other news, Speaker of the Tamil Nadu Assembly has suspended all the opposition DMK MLAs from the House for a week. This after they strongly protested against remarks made by a ruling AIADMK member. Leader of opposition Stalin and other DMK members objected to a comment made by AIADMK member Gunasekharan on Stalin's roadshow. They also demanded that the remarks be expunged. However, the Speaker refused to expunge the remarks since the AIADMK member had not mentioned any names. DMK members continued to interrupt proceedings, after which the Speaker ordered marshals to evict the MLAs.
நாங்கள் புதியவர்கள் முதன்முறையாக ஒரு வரலாற்று சிறப்புமிக்க சட்டமன்றத்திலே மக்களுடைய பிரதிநிதியாக கலந்து கொண்டு மக்களுடைய பிரச்சனைகளை விவாதம் செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு மாமன்றத்திலே மக்களுடைய பிரச்சனைகளை விவாதங்கள் செய்யாமல் தன்னுடைய திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை சார்ந்த சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் தொடர்ந்து தங்களை பற்றியும் தங்கள் தலைமையை பற்றியும் தங்கள் தலைவர்களை பற்றியும்
brutal action taken by the speaker. It is unwanted and undemocratic. It is a black day of the history of this assembly.
The centre has announced names of new governors for Punjab, Assam, Manipur and the Lieutenant Governor for Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Former Union Minister for Minority Affairs, Najma Heptullah, will now serve as Governor of Manipur, while election-bound Punjab will have a new governor in BJP leader and former Rajya Sabha MP VP Singh Badnoor. BJP leader and former Nagaur MP Banwari Lal Purohit has been appointed as Governor of Assam, while Delhi-based BJP leader and former MLA Jagdish Mukhi has been appointed as Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The President had already made the appointments, which will take effect from the dates when the incumbents assume charge of their offices.
जिम्मेदारी मिली है, हमारे पूरे मित्र परिवार में आनंद है, जो जिम्मेदारी मिली है उसको पूरा प्रयत्न के साथ में बखूबी निभाएंगे। राष्ट्र की सेवा का मौका है और इसमें भारत के संविधान की रक्षा करने की जिम्मेदारी है। जो भी जिम्मेदारी होगी उसको बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से निभाएंगे।
Naturally, my first reaction is thanking the Prime Minister and the party for reposing such a responsible job to me, and I hope that I will be able to perform according to their expectation. I had known Manipur because I was visiting Manipur number of times before the last election when I was in the party as a member of parliament and otherwise. And when we were in the cabinet, the Prime Minister told all of us, all the cabinet ministers, to visit Manipur every 15 days. And now that he has given me this responsibility, I'll be there working over there for the people.
The Supreme Court has ruled that those below 18 years of age cannot participate in the Dahi Handi festival. The festival is a popular ceremony held on the second day of Janmashtami. The Apex Court also restricted the height of the human pyramid to 20 feet, adding that it was dangerous to allow small children to participate in the ceremony. The order came in response to a clarification sought by the Maharashtra government on the August 2014 verdict by the Bombay High Court that limited the height of such pyramids to 20 feet. In 2013, 190 people were injured while participating in the ritual.
The Honorable Supreme Court has said that nobody can participate who is below the age of 18 years. And the height of the Dayandi must be 20 feet, not above that. And it will be all over Maharashtra or all over country.
And now let's take you through what else made news across the country today in Nationwide. Retired bureaucrat from Kerala, KJA Alfonso, is tipped to be the administrator of Chandigarh. His appointment comes as a reversal of a 32-year-old practice of the Punjab governor holding the charge of the Union Territory. The president's nod on his appointment is awaited though. The Supreme Court sought the response of the Gujarat government on the petitions filed by Teesta Setalvad, her husband Javed Anand and 2 NGOs. The petitions challenged the freezing of accounts by the crime branch of the Ahmedabad police. The court has now fixed the matter for hearing on the 21st of September. The death toll from suspected consumption of spurious liquor in Bihar's Gopalganj district rose to 13 today, with 8 more people dying in the past 12 hours. The incident came to light on Tuesday after 5 people were admitted to the civil hospital complaining of uneasiness and vomiting. While locals and family members alleged that the deaths took place due to illicit liquor, the district administration claims other reasons could have caused the deaths. The roof of a temple building collapsed in Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh, killing at least 2 and injuring 5 others. The injured were immediately rushed to a government hospital. According to eyewitnesses and investigating officers, the temple building was very old and a notice was issued to the owner. Further investigation is underway. Without a quick break here, up next we're getting you all the action from Rio.
From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicetor's daughter.
Welcome back. Let's now get you all the action from Rio, where Indian shuttler Kidambi Shrikant went down fighting in his quarter-final match, while the women wrestlers also bowed out of the tournament. His quarter-final match against two-time Olympic and defending champion Lin Dan, Shrikant fought bravely after a poor start, putting in a magnificent display in the second game but still fell a little short against the Chinese as he lost 6-21, 21-11, 18-21. PV Sindhu is now India's only remaining shuttler in medal contention. In freestyle wrestling, Sakshi Malik just lost in the quarterfinals of the 58-kilogram division. Malik lost to Russian Valeria Koblova 2-9. Earlier, Malik beat Moldova's Mariana Chediavaria to reach the quarterfinals. In the 48-kilogram weight class, it was a painful end to Vinesh Phogat's campaign as she got injured during the quarterfinal. Phogat had to concede the match to her Chinese opponent after she failed to get up after injuring her leg. She earlier thrashed Romanian Emilia Alina 11-0 in her first match. In athletics, Tintu Luca too failed to qualify for the finals of the 800 meters. She led the pack after the first 400 meters but ran out of gas in the next lap to finish 6th in her heats. But talking of the others, day 11 of the game saw Jamaica adding another gold in athletics, while one more world record tumbled in wrestling. American gymnast Simone Biles finished her Rio campaign with a gold in floor exercise. Here are all the details.
Jamaica added another gold medal in athletics after Omar McLeod won the men's 110 meters hurdles. The 22-year-old came into the race as the favourite and produced a strong performance to win in a time of 13.05 seconds. Spain's Orlando Ortega won the silver, with France's Mitri Bakou taking the bronze. American Christian Taylor retained his Olympic triple jump title with a season's best leap of 17.86 meters. The 26-year-old champion set his best mark in round 1. Fellow American Will Clay took silver with a personal best jump of 17.76 meters, while China's Bin Dong secured the bronze. In weightlifting, Lasha Talakdaz of Georgia set a new world record in the over 105-kilogram division with a total lift of 473 kilos. Talakdaz upset the heavily favoured Iranian Behdad Salimi. In cycling, Britain's Jason Kenny won the men's track keirin to take his gold medal haul to 6 and equal Chris Hoy's record for the country's most Olympic titles. In gymnastics, American Simone Biles finished her Rio campaign with 4 gold medals. In her last apparatus final, Biles won the women's floor exercise with 15.966 points. Fellow American Alexandra Reisman took the silver and Britain's Amy Tinkler won the bronze. Robson Conceição won host Brazil's first ever Olympic boxing gold with victory over Sofiane Omiha of France in the men's 60-kilogram final. Brazil had won 3 boxing medals at the 2012 London Games, 1 silver and 2 bronze. Meanwhile, in diving, China continued its dominance as Cao Yuan won the men's individual 3-meter springboard event to give China its 5th diving gold medal of the Games. In hockey, Argentina humiliated double defending Olympic champions Germany 5-2 to reach the men's final for the first time. They will now face Belgium in the final, who beat Netherlands 3-1 in the other semi-final. In the overall medals tally on day 11, the United States leads the table with 84 medals that include 28 gold, 28 silver and 28 bronze. Britain maintains the second spot with 19 gold, while China stands at the third spot with 17 gold, 15 silver and 19 bronze medals. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to international news, and the US presidential campaign hotting up by the day and is taking on the shape of a more personal fight instead of an ideological one. Both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are leaving no stone unturned in deriding the other during their campaigns outings across the country.
As the November 8th election approaches, the campaigns of both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are becoming increasingly aggressive. On the campaign trail, both nominees hardly let go of any opportunity to deride the other. On Tuesday, Clinton was in West Philadelphia, where she told supporters that Donald Trump was created fear and pessimism in American voters.
I was thinking the other day, when Donald Trump speaks, he speaks about fear. He speaks about such negativity and such pessimism. And then I watch the Olympics, and it's exactly the opposite. You have young people going out doing their best every day to get prepared to compete. And that's what we're going to do in America.
The Republican presidential nominee, on the other hand, called for more police on the streets, saying Hillary Clinton was against the police. Trump visited Milwaukee days after the city was hit by unrest over the fatal police shooting of a black man. He said initial evidence pointed that the shooting was justified.
Crime and violence is an attack on the poor and will never be accepted in a Trump administration. The narrative has been pushed aggressively for years, and now by our current administration and pushed by my opponent, Hillary Clinton, you know, is a totally false one. You know that. The problem in our poorest communities is not that there are too many police. The problem is that there are not enough police.
His aggressive rhetoric apart, Trump has fallen behind in opinion polls. The former Secretary of State has a 6 percentage point lead over Trump in a latest poll. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And let's get you through some more international news updates in Global Buzz. China and ASEAN have agreed to complete a code of conduct to ease tension in the disputed South China Sea by next year. Since 2010, China and the 10 members of the ASEAN countries have been discussing a set of rules aimed at avoiding conflict among rival claimants. This is the third meeting on the code this year. The Speaker of Iran's parliament has stressed that Russia does not have a permanent military base within the Islamic Republic. This, a day after Moscow announced launching airstrikes on Syria from Iran. Russian warplanes being allowed to take off from Iranian territory is an unprecedented move, and it underscores the deepening cooperation between the two powerhouses heavily invested in the Syrian civil war. The comments by the Speaker are geared at easing domestic concerns over the strikes. Turkey issued a decree on Wednesday paving the way for the conditional release of 38,000 prisoners. This, an apparent move to reduce its prison population to make space for thousands of people who had been arrested as part of an investigation into last month's failed coup. The decree allows the release of inmates who have 2 years or less of their service to their prison terms and make convicts who have served half of their prison term eligible for parole. Indonesia has destroyed at least 8 illegal and foreign fishing vessels in various locations ahead of its 71st Independence Day. With this, Indonesia intensifies its campaign to exercise maritime sovereignty. This campaign aims to stop foreign fishermen from stealing in its waters. Earlier this year, Indonesia and the United States announced a partnership program to improve marine law enforcement in order to cut down illegal fishing. And that's all we have for you on the news tonight from the entire team here. Good night.